Rochester Community School Corporation was a very traditional school corporation. We had some issues with graduation rates. We had a very low level of the population that has a college education.
It does provide some challenges when you look at employers and what type of employers that we can attract here, because that's one of the first things that they'll look at is the educational attainment levels.
We did a needs assessment of the community, and actually I interviewed 80 business and community folks to find out what they really wanted for their high school education. And we found out that they really wanted work ethic, good oral and written communication, the ability to work with people as a team, to collaborate. So we went looking for a model that would encompass all of those things. And New Tech seemed to have all of that.
When we visited other New Tech schools, the thing that excited us was that you saw students that seemed so mature, so engaged in their learning, so accountable for what they were doing.
When they brought this idea up, I was really interested in it, because they're not just learning what's in the textbook, they're taking what's in the textbook and learning it in connection with something in their real world, something that they're learning that might be happening in the news.
With project-based learning in New Tech, you're doing the lesson yourself.
It's having us kind of teach ourselves along with the teachers, just helping us, guide us along.
We're amongst the students acting as a coach and a mentor. We can have a lot more conversations that we didn't have before. The same with the students who teach each other. Their relationships are much more fulfilled, much better.
They always have us doing something, whether it's looking something up, having workshops.
Just such a big switch, having all these kids and then being forced into different groups with people you've never talked to, and after the project you're like, hey, they weren't so bad. We all know each other now, we all know what we all can do.
Going from sophomore year, the beginning, where you're in groups where, oh my gosh, I'm with the shyest person in our grade, to now you see them and they're talking so much. It's a big difference.
The kids just seem a lot more interactive with one another. They interact with the teachers a lot more, and I think they seem to like their classes.
I'm a really hands-on person. I learn better while I'm doing things rather than just memorizing and reciting like I felt like we did in middle school. I feel like I'm actually learning it and remembering it, not just bringing it in and taking it right back out.
Our students are doing a genre project where they're taking different topics from the Great Depression, such as the Dust Bowl, jalopies, Woolworths, and they're doing newspaper articles and diaries and resumes. It's a much more exciting way for me to teach. I'm very excited about the projects that I have coming up and the ones that I have done in the past.
What I've seen after New Tech is that my kids are engaged more. They begin to see, oh, people actually do chemistry in the world, and it's just not something we have to learn to get through high school.
Project-based learning, it's the relationships that occur within that learning that's the most important, the relevancy. We also know technology is highly motivating to students, and it's also the platform that they're going to need when they go either to college or engage in a career.
I'd like to be a neonatal nurse. So with the presentations at the end of every project, it kind of sets me up for that take charge, able to speak openly to whoever it is, whether it's my boss or a colleague.
I'm wanting to go into education, so having this kind of experience, getting to be able to talk in front of people like board members and people from around the school, people from around the community, I'm really teaching others as well as I'm teaching myself, and teachers are teaching me.
Understand that the students coming out of Rochester High School are going to be much better prepared for the workforce and or post-secondary education than it would have been otherwise.
A ton of tours that have come here and looked at what we're doing, and that's huge. You know, when you talk to people in southern Indiana who don't know where Rochester is, but they're familiar with Rochester because of New Tech High.